All right, we are back. 28. What do we at? 28 May 2025. Woo! Awesome. So today, let's go over some MSTY, some MicroStrategy, some Bitcoin. Let's see what is going on in the market with my buckets, what I'm doing, and where we're going to go with this. So Bitcoin actually went up to 110,000. Let me go to my little window here, get the browser up. I am in Robinhood. I like this Robinhood Legend. You have to have an account, I guess, to use it. I don't trade on Robinhood. I just don't like the way they messed up or basically betrayed all the traders for the GameStop, all that stuff a couple years ago. It was kind of slimy, but then you realized who actually controls the money, who actually controls you. And that's what was exposed with Robinhood. Not good. So I don't use Robinhood. It just seems nefarious. But they have a good legend. I'm not going to use my money. Anyway, let's go. So what I have here is their stock view. And on it I have, in the bottom left, I set up my list I just care about right now. And why do I have this Brave thing pop up? Okay, I use Brave browser for privacy. And it's actually great because ads do not pop up other than the Brave notification. Anyway, let's go. So what I've been looking at, obviously, I strongly believe in the three buckets. You got your Bitcoin, which is you buy Bitcoin, you hold it, and that's your wealth. That is your, you don't use that to buy pizza. That is your wealth bucket. That's your digital gold. Then you got your MicroStrategy. If you're on a bit of the younger phase, MicroStrategy is your growth engine. Growth. There are different types of TradFi stuff. You got growth stocks, income stocks, and you got index funds, and you got like these commodities, which I'm calling Bitcoin like a gold, a commodity, like just a staple. It's becoming, people are using to preserve their wealth. That's why BlackRock's involved. And what's happening now is they're going to start providing these vehicles. The big boys, BlackRock and Vanguard, all these guys, they want your Bitcoin. There's only so much Bitcoin. They want you to give them their Bitcoin. Why is that? Because they know what's coming. So do not give them your Bitcoin. Hold it. And you can go broke holding it, right, if you need to pay bills. So that's why we have this bucket strategy. There's always been a bucket strategy depending on what phase of life you're in. So you should have your immediate cash bucket, stuff you need for the year or two ahead. That you won't be susceptible to any market swings up or down. Down mostly. I forgot what they call it. Something of returns, casualty or consequence of returns or whatever. When you're hoping for that money to stay where it's at, but the market danks, and you're like, oh crap, I just lost what I needed for the year. So you need that first bucket in short-term cash, year to two out. That is unaffected by market swings. You'll still get 4 to 5%, 4% in a money market. Not bad, better than zero, like it used to be. And then the second bucket is more you're down the road, 5+ years out down the road. And then further on is retirement stuff, right? Or higher risk. Stuff, the money you don't need, you can play a little more with. But anyway, you got your cash. And Bitcoin is your wealth. You don't want to sell that. And then growth. If you're younger, like I say, you can get in the growth fund because you got more runway. And then you got income fund you can treat as is. So for me, I have Bitcoin. I bought MicroStrategy, a small share, a small bunch. And of course, whenever I buy MicroStrategies, it tanks. Not tanks, it goes down. So that is a God-given, you can bet anything on that. I buy MicroStrategy. Oh, boom, now we're down. Oh, it just is the normal for me with this MicroStrategy stuff. This time I don't care. I set it and forget it. It's in a a Roth account, and I'm just letting it go there, and I'm not messing with it. Short term, looking at this stuff will drive you nuts because it is volatile. It goes up and down. It's not a steady climb like an index 500 fund, which is not bad in itself. All right, then also I have a MSTY, which is in a Roth as well, and that's for income. I'm just playing with this stuff, and then but I've now come to a life thing where I actually need to get some income going on the before tax side and my day-to-day. So I did dollar cost average into MSTY on my other accounts where I need that money monthly. And what does that mean? Well, I'll have to owe taxes when the 2025 tax year comes around next year, right? They'll say, oh boy, you earned all this income on MSTY, pay taxes. all right, it is what it is, but I got to pay some bills, and I don't want to sell any Bitcoin, and you got to pay some bills. So that's the point of the buckets. You can hold your Bitcoin and not having to sell your MicroStrategies and Bitcoin just to pay your bills, and therefore you're losing your amount of Bitcoin held, your amount of MicroStrategy held. You get into Misty, and your core position, your amount basically of shares you have stays the same. You're getting that monthly dividend. Sure, there's some price fluctuation, but look at me. MicroStrategy went down to what, 40 bucks a share. And of course, my Misty will go down. But guess what? Misty does go up. So that whole NAV erosion stuff is kind of not, it doesn't hold water. Because again, NAV erosion. Well, yeah, they paid out a dividend, but the whole market's down too. So you're going to have some price drops as well. But typically, I've seen Misty come back up. It doesn't keep going down to zero. So whatever. It's like real estate to me. Instead of me going and buying a house and renting it out and dealing with humans that break things, humans that will squat, humans that will steal from me, humans that just cause your life to be miserable. And as a former engineer, that was just a natural introvert career for me where you don't have to deal with people because people drive me nuts. Anyway, this is a gold for me. This Misty is a real estate vehicle for me in a way you could say, where I put my money in. Your real estate can go up and down, but I'm getting that payout each month, and that can go up and down as well. I get it. Everything's a risk. I understand. But that's where my buckets are. I've been dollar cost average in the Misty. I'm good on my raw side. I don't want to put any more in there. Like I said, all I did was buy some MicroStrategy, and it went down. So whenever I buy, you guys don't buy. All right? Never take financial advice from a fool on YouTube. Take it for entertainment only. Otherwise, you'll be like, oh my God, what have I done? Exactly. Don't be foolish. Use this for entertainment. Something to think about. Go to Grok. Go to ChatGPT. Go to some Investopedia. Learn about this stuff, how it works, and whether you want to take the risk. And of course, you will lose sometimes. And if you put like gambling, I don't like gambling at casinos, but this is kind of not gambling to me, but it's risky. All right, does that make sense? Everyone says do your own research, but just be smart. Just because some fool on YouTube or X says go do this, don't. Because there's just a lot of people doing it for engagement, clicks, likes, X dollars, YouTube dollars. That's all. That's just my disclaimer. Whatever. So here I am. I've been dollar cost average in the Misty. The underlying core with me is that I believe in Bitcoin. I see what's going on out there. Of course, it's so every day now. You got the Bitcoin conference happening this week. You got BlackRock buying Bitcoin this last week. There's a lot more sailors out there. He even said he loves Misty. It's magical or whatever. He said it's part of the ecosystem. MicroStrategy is a part that fuels these other vehicles. It's all coming together. It all makes sense. You don't see this on the mainstream. You got to read through the articles that pop up. And do a search on X, and you'll see this stuff, and you just start putting your cognitive, critical thinking skills together. All right, people are buying this stuff. People are adopting this stuff. Again, you don't go out and buy an ice cream cone with your Bitcoin. You hold it for dear life. You hold it. Because look at it, 110,000. It was down at 70,000, a month ago? The stuff is volatile. Volatile is key. It helps. It's good for MicroStrategy, and again, it's good for Misty because they do that whole options trading, which I know nothing about. They have an expense ratio on it. I pay them to do that. That's their expertise. The secret to success is hiring people that know what they're doing. Hire them. Here's my money. Go invest it. Anyway, that is where we are at. Misty, we got a payout coming. Announcement on dividend is actually, my God, it's been a quick month. So it is June 4th. They will announce the dividend. And then June 5th is the X date where they subtract it, whatever. And then you get paid either that Friday to your account, or if you reinvest, if you have drip on, which I notice is different. If you do drip, it doesn't actually get dripped into your account until the Monday on where I have my where I do my trading. And I think that's interesting. And then it shows a cost basis of 0. So I have to quite understand what's going on there. I used to do dripping a lot, just let it go for years, and that paid off hugely for me, especially with Exxon. That's why I have Exxon on my watch list right here in the bottom left. I've held Exxon. Oh, look, this thing again. I've held Exxon for, my God, forever, and it pays a measly little dividend each quarter. So it's there. It's kind of a staple. I probably won't ever dump it. It's just a nice little staple to hold. I dumped everything else. because I just see all the unemployment going on, all the companies going out of business, restaurants closing, the crime in some of these cities, these blue cities, people leaving, companies closing shop, and they wonder why, and I look at that going, oh, this is not a good sign. So we'll see what happens. But I think we may recover end of the year, next year, where things get to the moon. But Bitcoin is its own thing. I like it. So I have a belief in it. And I like the whole concept using traditional finance with your income, your growth, and your core wealth is your Bitcoin. And then you use the derivatives to grow your wealth with that. Like MSTY is your income. You got to pay bills. You can't wait for that hopium that, oh my God, in 10 years, Bitcoin will be worth 20 million of Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. People have to live now. They got bills, especially now they got bills with inflation and everything. Gas has gone down, food has gone down. Things are taking effect, which is a good turn of what they've been. But you still, having that income is key. You'll pay tax on it, but it's income, right? You need income. Income is good, is a good thing. Like I said, if you're in a younger age, you have more runway in this world, hopefully. And you can buy a growth, throw some micro strategy in there because it's growth. It's volatile, but that is good. There's a high upswing for this based on, again, belief in Bitcoin. If you don't think Bitcoin's going to go up, just scratch everything everyone's saying about Bitcoin. Just don't even pay attention and go buy an index 500 fund and set it and forget it, because this is not for you. You're just going to be freaking out. I don't know. So that's where I'm at. We got things kind of tied in right now. Dollar cost averaging is key. You want to lower your cost basis on MSTY because, again, it will go down and you'll be in the hole on paper. You don't realize that loss unless it's tanking and maybe saying, all right, I cut my loss, but that's up to your strategy, whatever you're into. But again, I'm treating it as real estate. I bought it. I dollar cost average. I set the amount I want to put in. I'm happy with it. And now I'm just going to let these dividends come in and see how it goes and hopefully cover some bills. And what's good is we get a payout. Announcement June 4th, 5th, 6th. 4th is the announcement date. 5th, X date. 6th is pay date, or the 5th if you reinvest drip. You'll get it into your account. Then in July, the beauty is you get two. One in early July, you get a dividend payout, and end of July, you get a payout in the dividend, which is interesting. It's still 4 weeks, right? So just note that. I started this last June. I put only a couple bucks into MSTY and just say, I'm just going to try this out. And I am losing my battery. Why is that? I'm just going to try this out and see how it goes. And we'll see from there. I'm trying to figure out why my battery's dying. Oh, well. I will end this video anyway. Enough said. But anyway, that's where I'm at with the MSTY journey. It's interesting. I said I've been in a year in this thing. And it's been interesting. It's been, I liked when it went down to 18 bucks and I bought into there. When there's people panicking, oh my God, everything's red. You look around, well, everything's red because of tariff talk and all that. It's not just this is red. If the one thing is red, then you should be concerned. But if the whole ecosystem is red because of tariff talk last month, then it's like, all right, whatever, buying opportunity, right? I don't know. That's the way I look at things. All right. That's all I got, man. I haven't made a video in a while. I'm not mining anymore. That's all gone. I pretty much sold all my mining stuff, 90% of the crap. I don't think I'll ever do that again. That was just a fool's errand. Ethereum and all that crap. But anyway, I'm out of that. And now I'm just playing with MSTY, solidify what I got and just kind of watching it mature and, whatever, do its thing like a little engine, the engine that could, based on MicroStrategy, MSTY, and Bitcoin all working together. All right, thanks for watching. I will see you all later in the next one. Let's end this puppy.